In the 18th century, France was not a nation. It was a predatory hierarchy. Out of 24 million souls, nearly 20 million lived in the dirt of rural communities. Their lives were not measured in years, but by the hunger in their bellies and the frost on their fields. To be a peasant in Burgundy, Brittany, or Languedoc was to be a ghost in waiting. The Parlement of Paris turned its back, upholding the rights of landowners while royal soldiers restored order with the cold, indifferent tip of a blade. Justice was a luxury the poor could not afford. They lived in a world where the king took their wheat and God took their children. They thought they had reached the limits of human suffering. They did not know that the mountains of Gévaudan were preparing a deeper, darker terror. June 1764. The 7 Years' War had ended in humiliation. France had lost its colonies, its pride, and its treasury. The nation was in a slump, looking for any distraction from the shame of defeat. It found it in the blood of a shepherdess. The first victim was just the beginning. The killer was not a common wolf. It was a bête féroce, a ferocious beast that bypassed the livestock to feast only on the shepherd. Soon, the news broke the borders of the province. From the papers of Boston to the courts of Brussels, the beast became the world's first media sensation. As the body count reached 100, the king could no longer ignore the stench of death. Louis XV, desperate to appear as a protector of his people, sent his royal hunters. A bounty of 6,000 livres was offered, a king's ransom for a monster's head. François Antoine, the king's 71-year-old gun-bearer. He arrived in Gévaudan with the arrogance of the elite, viewing the local fear as mere peasant superstition. In September 1765, near the Abbey of Chazé, Antoine finally fired his piece. A large wolf was brought down. A trophy was stuffed, paraded through the corridors of Versailles, and displayed in the royal court to prove that the king's law governed even the shadows. Winter returned, and with it, the neighing cry that sounded like a horse but tasted like death. It took Jean Chastel, a man of the soil and of prayer, to end the carnage. He forged his bullets from silver, marking them with the sign of the cross, a desperate ritual for a creature that seemed to walk between worlds. On June 19, 1767, the rampage ended. Chastel's shot was true. The creature that fell was a grotesque mosaic, part wolf, part hyena, with talons that could shred oak and a jaw that could snap a man's neck like a dry twig. Modern science tries to bury the beast in the archives, but in the remote hills of Lozère, the legend remains untouched. Some monsters don't die. They simply fade into the ink of history, waiting for the next time the world forgets that in the dark, we are all just prey.